Module 2, legal structure and documentation. So what really matters when it comes to legal structure and documentation, Campbell?
Legal structure and documentation is one of the areas that I think is quite easy to put right, but the majority of owners do not have it in place. And the simpler a legal structure is, the better. If you bear in mind, if it's a share sale, the risk of a share sale is that shares haven't been properly transacted, the company hasn't been set up properly. All these are areas where there are risks. So books are simple, but ensure you have them in place.
Yeah.
And what we mean about company books is having the correct memorandums of article, having either or shareholders agreement, memorandums of article, having a full share structure. And if shares have been transacted in the past, having clear documentation of those to ensure that the sale of them has been recorded at the correct values. Having clear directors' records. It all sounds very straightforward, but your company secretary, quite often companies will have ours. Actually, our solicitor held our company books, so they had to tidy them up, but they were okay. A lot of company secretaries quite often is a partner of the person who's founded the company or even the founder themselves. And yeah, I can assure you, if it is that, they probably will not be up to date. So company books are absolutely key. Records of board minutes for the last 3 years, records of dividend payments, all those areas that I guess Companies House require you to log and be correct on need to be up to date. So that is absolutely critical in any process. And if there's any gaps in those, you won't sell your business. You'll need to put that right before you sell your business. Obviously, if there's any shareholder issues, you need all your shareholders to be aligned with what you're doing. There might be A shareholders, B shareholders, C shareholders. So all those need to be recorded and the documentations of those being in place. If your business is intellectual property related, then again, has that been properly recorded? Do you have the proper patents and such like in place for that? Who owns? Is the ownership of the IP clear? Are there any claims on ownership from anyone else? All these areas. Litigation, is there any litigation going on against the company in any way at all? If there is, that needs to be clearly stated. So the legal document structure of your business is what your M&A lawyer would be your company Bible. So from the day your company was incorporated to the day you're selling it, it is a history of transactions that have gone on in your company, and it is a checkbox exercise. But if one check isn't there, you won't sell your business.
And it sounds like when it comes to legal structure and documentation, it's much less about the value that you're ultimately going to be able to achieve, and it's just about whether you're going to be able to sell the business or not.
Absolutely. Company books are black and white.
Yeah.
And the simpler, the better. A lot of people put group structures in place, which for a sale can become complicated and put barriers to the sale process. I think another key area is things like where there's employment incentive schemes or employee management incentives, to make sure that the proper process has been followed in terms of setting that up and valuing the businesses correctly. Are all the correct timescales being met and such like? Things like are all directors, are they employees of the business? If they've been paid by the business not as employee, are you going to get stuck by IR35 law? Because again, that is anything that creates risk for a buyer that HMRC might come along to you and go, oh, for the last 5 years, you've been doing this. You've got warrants in place, but a buyer does not want to rely on warrants, because quite often once you go after warrants in a shareholder agreement, then the trust has all been lost anyway. So you do not want to get to that stage. Company books, black and white, just make sure those are all in place. It's good housekeeping. If you do the exercise now and then just continue to do the exercise as you move on, that's that tick in the box and all complete.
And with the things that you're describing of meeting minutes for the last 3 years, or being an employee for 3 to 5 years prior to the sale event, is it stuff that does need to get organized relatively early in the process? Is that right?
Yes, absolutely. And also shareholder structure, in that if you as a founder or the majority shareholder, do you need to transfer shareholdings to your wife or partner or children, in fact, to mitigate tax planning and such like? So all those things absolutely we try and get done 12 to 18 months before sale, because it's done. People do not like to see share transactions 3 months before a sale. They don't want to see that. So try and plan all that before and get it properly recorded and such like. Ultimately, a buyer is looking at those company books and going, is everything being done by the book legally? And do the shareholders own the shares they say they own? And can that business be transferred to me as a buyer in one go on that particular day without any risk? And that is what the company books are there for. If you've got a full set of company books, it's a tick box for the buyer to say, yeah, that's all in place. No issues there.